Hi everyone, welcome to Alternavita. I'm sorry this post is 1 week late, but I'm discovering that I have no choice but to edit videos, and these videos are adding up on other videos I also produce. So um, it's just adding more work to my plate. I have yet to find an actual benefit from technology that isn't actually causing me to have to work more hours, including on a Sunday at 5:45. But as we all know, the world runs on fairy farts, so let's get started. Um, Colostrum. This chapter is colostrum, the wonder drug. Why did I use the term drug? Is because this chapter is the transition between colostrum becoming a nutraceutical, being a nutraceutical for the most part in the alternative market, and now moving into the oligarch drug market, where you really have to pay attention because things get altered, um, things become synthetic, components get reduced, and so you really have to know the difference between the real thing and what is moving into the market, which are promoted as the real thing, but aren't actually the real thing. So this is basically what this chapter is about, and it does cover some benefits and some initial benefits that are primarily for the infant. Okay, so colostrum is a bioactive, meaning it is biologically active in you in numerous ways. And scientists are discovering that mammal milk works in complex ways via the immune system with exponential interactions that won't be easily replicated. It works wonders cross-condition in its natural state with a high safety profile that can't be achieved by other drugs, because primarily it's a food, your first diet. Immunity-related diseases are one of the major causes of morbidity and mortality worldwide. An efficient immune system results in self-healing, and scientists have been talking a great deal about the healing properties of colostrum and human milk oligosaccharides. Colostrum-derived new food supplements are intended to boost the immune system in both healthy and critically ill patients. Colostrum benefits have been known for centuries, but research has also shown that colostrum constituents from bovine sources are 100-fold to 1,000-fold, have 100-fold to 1,000-fold more potential than that of human colostrum. Even human infants can rely on cow colostrum to gain benefit. We wouldn't advise that without checking with your doctor. Animals also benefit from bovine colostrum, and colostrum is regarded to be safe in the majority of the human population. Although side effects like nausea and flatulence might occur initially, they decline with time. That is because it's replacing, or it's replacing, what's the word? Just had it. putrefaction in the gut in both infants and, adults. So, what is the first milk? First milk is the mammary secretion that all mammals provide for their newborns during the initial 28 to 48-hour postpartum, with most species producing colostrum just prior to giving birth. Human newborns only get colostrum from their mothers during the first few hours after birth, and that creates the foundation of lifelong immunity. Human colostrum and bovine colostrum are thick, sticky, yellowish liquids containing antibodies at higher concentrations than that of ordinary milk. Some of the first benefits of colostrum are that newborns have an immature gastrointestinal GI system, and colostrum provides naturally produced nutrients in a highly concentrated, low volume form. It also helps prevent jaundice. And the antibodies present in colostrum provide protection against infectious diseases and also provide passive immunity and growth factors for the GI development. A resulting immature microbiota that results from not receiving first milk cannot be rescued by any future diet. And if you have read the last chapter post, you would know that that also includes maternally transmitted bacteria, probiotics, mainly bifido. So more info, colostrum should be produced organically and should be free of adulterants. It should not be processed at high temperatures and pressures, just like milk. The highly concentrated solid dosage form of colostrum is preferred over the liquid dosage form. Although if that's all you can get for your pets is liquid, that's fine. Colostrum has a short shelf life, and therefore the addition of preservatives is a must for its storage at warm ambient temperatures. The addition of preservatives cannot completely prevent the loss of active ingredients. The removal of fats, whey, and lactose is done to create an optimum dosage form, and synthetic manufacturing processes include low heat pasteurization and indirect steam drying. What is fake colostrum? Synthetic colostrum is termed fake colostrum, and it consists of milk, egg yolk, cod liver oil, and sugar. And these are used to make fake colostrum, and this is utilized to feed young animals if the mother is unable to produce sufficient colostrum. Chronic usage should be discouraged since synthetic colostrum lacks the antibodies present in natural colostrum. So no matter what, some of these there were supplements called transfer factors. The transfer factors in egg yolk are not the same as colostrum. Synthetic colostrum manufactured for human neonates utilizes ingredients that include carbohydrates, amino acids, fats, vitamins, and trace elements. This formula is used to feed neonates whose mothers are unable to produce colostrum. I might have did that twice. Yes, I did. Okay, well, it's produced for both animals and humans. So, colostrum production. Colostrum is commercially processed into capsules, tablets, and powder by various nutraceutical manufacturing industries. It is also processed by emerging biotech companies that include processes such as hyperimmunization before production of the final colostrum product. HMOs, a valuable component of human colostrum, is also synthetically produced by companies like DuPont, and some infant formula producers, like Nestle, have added these synthetic HMOs to infant formula. Other producers have produced synthetic HMOs for adult supplement use. So, in the post, I have what are the components in bovine colostrum, and I'm just going to go over the first paragraph here. The components of bovine colostrum can be classified into three major categories: nutritional components, immune factors, and growth factors. Other immune factors, such as IgA-specific helper factor, include alpha-lactoglobulin, secretory IgA, lactalbumin, fetoprotein, albumin, antitrypsin, macroglobulins, complement C3 and C4, and mucoids are also present. It's very small print. Sorry, I'm trying to read that. The quantity of the immunoglobulins present in bovine colostrum are responsible for building the immunity in animals and humans. The immunoglobulins present in colostrum are IgG1, IgG2, IgA, IgM, and IgG1. And lactoferrin. And that also includes fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. And these are reduced when the colostrum is commercially processed, but colostrum is also high in B vitamins and minerals. So, the proposed benefits, just going to name a few. Well, I'm going to name the list here. And this includes some HMO-based nutraceuticals, allergies, autoimmune, cardiovascular, diabetes, wound healing, numerous gut conditions, including IBD, IBS, leaky gut, and SIBO, HIV/AIDS, diarrheal, sorry, I'm fixing an error here, cancer, bacterial and viral conditions, obesity, liver disease, inflammatory conditions, arthritis, bone conditions, chronic malnutrition syndromes, aging, various mental health conditions, other infectious and parasitic conditions, skin conditions, immune deficiency syndromes, metabolic syndromes, immune suppression syndromes, and athletic performance. So, just some specific benefits in conclusion. Colostrum and HMOs are becoming an emerging nutraceutical worth billions of dollars to producers and industrial processors. Consumers should be aware of colostrum's components in their natural forms as well as synthetic reproductions. Colostrum and mammal milk products are quickly being introduced and marketed to the public in various forms and products. And buyer beware of synthetic reproductions. Synthetic reproductions are not generally assumed to be bioequivalent as the least processed forms of colostrum. So colostrum benefits far exceed pharmaceuticals. And then I have you a little photo here. And I'm just going to read a few paragraphs here. Bovine colostrum in early lactation mammal milk activates local cellular, systemic, and innate immunity via small intestinal epithelial cells, Peyer's patches, and splenocytes. Bovine colostrum works via GALT and is effective and safe. GALT is gut and lymphatic system. And another important benefit is the IgA protection. The protective role of IgA in breast milk is well documented. IgA is the most common immune deficiency, by the way. IgA protects infants against infection, shapes the microbiota, and creates a non-inflammatory response against the microbiota, thus preventing intestinal inflammation. The increased prevalence of infections after weaning is not completely related to deprivation of IgA, but is also linked to the introduction of new foods and increased exposure to the outside world, and in part by the absence of additional protective factors in breast milk. So this is why is all of this happening? Again, why is all this colostrum being used as a nutraceutical, bioactive drugs, and moving into the prescription drug market as well as the infant formula market. This is just a few brief sentences of how this is being validated, everything that I've been writing about for the last decade. And this is why you have to be aware. One of the main reasons is that infant formula can no longer make the claims that it previously could, as comparing to breast milk. Their products were the use of their products was being curtailed in many countries. So that was actually hurting their bottom line. And another reason is, if you know the actual statistics, as of 2005, I believe 90% of children in the US were not breastfed. So this is leading to products and drugs that help reverse that non-reversible condition that leads to SAM. And it was becoming critical. It had been critical for in some countries like Japan for even longer. Europe, I'm not sure of the percentage of children not breastfed, but it's not breastfed, but it's almost as high as the US. And the actual lowest percentage of non-breastfed infants was in Africa. But as you know, infant formula is handed out there like candy. So I'm sure that percentage has gone up since 2005, but it was a percentage of around only 40% of children in Africa were non-breastfed in 2005. And these are infant formula statistics. You cannot go by self-reporting in this matter. And believe me, the infant formula producers understand very well who is using their product and why. So after 2 decades of research, Abbott was the first to bring HMOs, again, that's human milk oligosaccharides, to the US baby nutrition market in 2016. After 2 decades of research. Okay, I wrote that twice. Global chemical giants Dow, DuPont, and BASF are investing millions to ramp up production of indigestible sugar found naturally in breast milk. Infant formula makers like Nestle can't get enough of this synthetic ingredient. And now all these companies are eyeing a potential larger market, larger consumer base, and that is adults. And I just gave you the reason for that, because by the time you reach puberty and early adulthood, this is when the Peter paying, or yeah, is that what it is? Peter trying to pay Paul or whatever. You can only compensate for so long before you begin to have some serious issues if you were not breastfed. So, okay, that's the end of that chapter. And this is just one thing to be aware of, that since 2016, another partial reason is that they could not even see some of these human milk oligosaccharides until about, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, because they did not, they just couldn't see them, so they didn't know what they did, but there are hundreds of them, and they are trying to study all of them and determine what they do. So that's just one more reason that makes breastfeeding critical. And how you can tell is by looking at what's coming into the market, how you can tell of what they know, and they get increasingly, they realize that they cannot make the claims they used to make, and in order not to lose money, they are trying to make bioequivalent products, because that's one industry that actually does seem to get more regulated to a degree, and that's the food industry. They cannot make certain claims on their packages without, at least in the US, they can't. They can only make proven claims on their packages, put it that way. So that's just one way that you can tell that they know what the problem is. They're trying to correct it as best they can, but it's probably better for you as a parent to be proactive, and then you don't have to worry about your child coming down with any of these 95% of chronic conditions under the umbrella known as SAM. So, all in all, that's just one more. These final chapters are wrapping up the science part of the book, and that is probably where I'm going to stop. That if you would like the recipes, and if you would like to learn how to incorporate all of this, all of these benefits into your daily life, I would suggest purchasing the ebook, if not the hard copy. And, what can I say? They're moving into the drug market, they're moving on to the grocery store shelf, and they're moving on to some very expensive supplements, colostrum-based supplements, that why bother spending that money when you can get a better product? And the real thing in the traditional alternative market of, I'm going to call it farm-produced colostrum because it was primarily produced for animals because farmers, well, ranchers say, will not um, will not let their calves speak about it. So that's one benefit in your corner to getting a least processed colostrum product that will likely not be disappearing because although the colostrum I use, the manufacturer, the owner, CEO is quite old, so I do get quite worried about being able to find my particular favorite brand, which is Body Boost, but I prefer the least adulterated forms of bovine colostrum, and that is the one I use, Body Boost. So, okay, just one more week of, I'm repeating myself over and over, but just one more week of validation that you can clearly see on your store shelves and your infant formula if you care to look. Okay, everyone, I'll see you next time. Thanks for your time. Bye.